was... You press your palm against... It doesn't budge. The door groans...
Something's breaking through! What in the hell's are those tentacles? I need to get out of here now! Lifeboat! That means there's still a chance!
Come on, Eric, get in the boat! Shut your trap, kid! Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you! There's a ladder right over there.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear? That's what you meant.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and...
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a... Wait! Voidwoken! Would sink the ship on my watch.
They who are about to triumph salute you.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary. Let the games begin.
I've faced worse.
Away! The sea's hungry. We don't have much time.
I hear something. It's Magister Siwan, the one who put on this damn collar. Sounds like she needs help.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with some kind of strong-smelling tincture. Blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Siwan clutches your arm, her eyes locked with yours. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.
Ripping the ship apart!
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Those Voidwoken make short bloody work of the ship. Mythe, the lone survivor. It seems something wanted me alive.
The child has a small mirror in his hands.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Why? I guess. Well, the people who... Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than inside. They're gone now. Their Magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured. And maybe they're waiting for me back at home. But you didn't die. guess I am. But it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary. There isn't anywhere safer. You'll see.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They've made it to shore. I thought these bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay.
You spot a strange lizard gazing. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who's... The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer.
I did survive, yes. And chances are you have my...
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the...
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all. Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident.
He sighs, dramatic.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Memories.
He looks out over the water.
As for myself, when I see continents dotted with mighty cities, and shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I pick... What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I have...
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? Oh, may the Seven have mercy on their own creation. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the world. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose...
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself the grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, truly. A kind offer indeed. Fine. I act on one for reasons I'll not disclose right now. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him. Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence, as a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the very well. Onwards, then, to victory.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that waves...
Now, as you're aware, you'll be travelling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling... As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind. Deplorable surrounding for an agreeable conversation. I intend to rule an empire one day, not a tiny outcropping in the sea, lording over... To that end, I suggest we focus on the obvious. A farewell to Fort Joy and a hello to the mainland. Of course, I'd much appreciate it if we managed to find a dreamer first. As am I. A prince should die of old age or on the battlefield. Anything else could be construed as weakness of character. That said, I've the distinct feeling I wasn't meant to die today, but there was something in the water. A voice made of air that soothed my flooding lungs. Truly, how intriguing. Still, I wonder if...
He hesitates.
Are you a religious person? A pity. Religious persons tend to be all too... As for myself, I perform the ancient rites of prayer and ceremony with a kind of languid indulgence. After all, when one is revered by many as a living god oneself, public deprecation would be needlessly self-important as well, wouldn't you say? There was a small incident which prompted my many... Such a nuisance, the law. Quite necessary to keep the common in line, of course, but one such as myself it should exempt as a matter of course. By the rabble and for the rabble. You're one of those, are you? Remember that we'll see if you'll still trumpet the virtues of law when its executors turn to us with malicious intent. I hardly know you as yet. Let's leave some mystery in the relationship, shall we? We can exchange criminal records later. There isn't much to say. It's the portent of it all. I can feel it. The revelation will be world-changing. And justified it is too. As certain as the sun, such is my conviction.
A black cat. I like cats, but I wouldn't eat a whole one.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey.
What? How did I get... Hey, what? No, that can't be. I can't... Hey, huh? Yeah, fine.
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but his...
I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see that he's leaning over a corpse.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face.
Damnation. That's stuck fast. Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh. It's you. I must have... It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful. I chased her here, but she...
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather I would normally... I could then craft a mask to hide my bone.
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin...
Because my own was stolen from me. And the... Oh! Get away! Monster! Hide! You are simple beasts. So, if I am to traverse the... Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have important things to do. I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die, so I'm... Indeed. I may be the... At least from this realm. A cult? Hardly. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works of great... But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. Well, that hardly seems relevant. But if you must... Several centuries, in fact. I was sealed in a tomb for daring to be curious about the world. Perhaps I should thank him. It seems I was spared whatever happened to the others. I wonder if... I suppose. You seem more... at ease in this world than I. Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality. But I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, splendid. Very well.
I've spotted something.
To the Order.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent, you!
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his... The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. Dallis?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're...
What a waste.
Come.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter...
These creatures are so prone to violence. Naturally, the weaker specimens suffer.
The cat's eyes are clouded.
What's going on?
Come on,
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach. You don't know them? Oh, remarkable. Bishop Alexander is they are all that stand between you, me, and the Void. And they were right here just a moment ago, attending to some business. Oh, I'll not forget this.
Disgusting like threats.
Great God, will you quit dragging this on? Ain't that hard, Lexi? Just hand over the gold.
I will not.
Come on, then, Lexi. Hey up. Fire up.
I find any bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or brisket, toll's the same.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. Pathetic.
You keep his name out of your mouth, you filthy cunt, you up.
Have your cud.
God, Father. God! Just like all your kind.
Disgusting like threats.
Great God! Will you quit dragging this on? Take that on.
Irma?
A fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. Day and night she hollers after that child. You hear that, Farah? You got to cut that out. What's happened to ya? Aye, she needs help, but none that I can give. Mad as a cooker, that one. And distraught don't even begin to cover it. She's hollering after that child of hers, killed by a void woken she was. Been dead and buried for a month now, and there ain't no amount of hollering that'll bring her back.
Please, please, you must help me. No one here will help me. Oh, bless you, bless you. She's been missing for days now, and not a single soul will help me look for her. Irma's her name. She's about as high as your hip. Black of hair, a quiet child. I'm sick with worry. Completely sick. And no one in this damn camp will lift a... I last saw her just here, near 3 days ago. She was playing with her little doll, and I was washing out her tunic. I turned from her for one moment, and she was gone. Left... Yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her, give her the doll and...
She soaks up a steady stream of tears with her shirt.
She ought to come with you then. She ought to follow you back to me. This place turns people cold. Cold and wicked. That fellow Jeth over there speaks unutterable. You are an angel. Truly you are.
I don't think I ain't watching. That's your 5th blue jester this round.
What of it? Yeah, what of it?
It's too...
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe.
Don't touch me. You're too close.
This collar, this place, do you? You seem fine.
Don't. Her hands move again to her throat. She seems to...
Right hand, my winker. Fella's got more right hands than an octopus.
Yet so quickly, we find source so dangerous. What in his death? I won't say it again. So, Void Woken are attractive unreasonable.
Oh, 10 bottles of mead, 1,000 bottles of dust.
Should be happy for Greenton.
50 bottles of tears. Oh, did you say make the hinges rust?
That's what happened, isn't it?
Snake.
Now, let's not get nasty. Greet's better off, I'm sure.
Keep my name out your mouth, Elmo.
Easy now, old chap. Gods.
Watch yourself.
So this is Fort Joy.
A delivery.
What
Surely
a
you will have
crumbling
one.
disaster.
Watch yourself, boy.
Follow the rules, or else.
Griff is slowly, methodically peeling the skin from a...
What?
Who's asking?
He smirks.
I'm listening.
I've got that special shipment you was asking after.
They'll cure you of your sauce. Nightshade will cure you of an headache, too. Can't help you there. If I could, I wouldn't be here peeling goddamn potatoes. Perhaps it's those bleeding...
I know that look well enough. You're about to pop, ain't ya? Why don't you enter a match and let some of that... You'll find out.
Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort. Why, look at that. Just what I ordered. Ain't you a peach, love? And old Dean here'd thank you too if he could. Poor fella over there crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Doomed to be sure, but I'd like to ease his way out.
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features, regal and radiant. She was the one who sat rolling dice in the ship that went under. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze. No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip of a long...
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Better tell me who you really are, or this time I'll let my needle do the licking. But you did, and now the tables have turned. You look quite...
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her. The needle still all too deeply embedded in the side of your throat. Despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice something that remained undetected in the gloom of the ship. A flaw in her diamond features.
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a bad old time, a lizard cut this living scar, into my cheek. But now I'm free, of sorts. And I've traced that lizard here, to Fort Joy. I intend to raise the subject with him. No!
She drives the needle in deeper, and with...
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. You saw me, Mark. That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed.
A bright sparkle of laughter follows your proposal.
Ha! How amusing. I admit I had not seen that twist coming. Make your case and do it quickly. Why should I join you? Escape. How you do tickle me. Most of the misguided dears around here would argue such a thing is impossible. I'm inclined to agree. You managed to catch me off guard, after all. Oh, little needle mine, what should I do? Push? Or... You know what? Today is a rather fine day. Sunshine and an easy breeze. Yes, I'm not quite sure the weather will save him.
With a casual flick of the wrist, she withdraws the needle from your neck and smiles.
Let's discuss our respective roles, then. You, me, and Death will be playing many around. As a rogue, my special suits me fine. Lead on. Or better yet, let me take the lead. Then follow me.
You're not quite certain you'll ever sleep soundly with Sabine in any sort of proximity, but at least... Just as you're about to address the lizard, the Red Prince bars you with an outstretched arm.
This man is a dreamer. As you know, I need a word with him. You may wait here while I speak. Permission indeed.
He bids the dreamer stand up and pay attention, which the dreamer then chews and swallows a handful of Drudenay leaves before slipping into a trance-like state. He falls asleep. To your surprise, the Red Prince lies down. The Red Prince pinches the bridge of his nose in apparent irritation before turning his back on the jabbering dreamer. You receive a withering glance in response.
A deserved bit of sarcasm, I suppose. But though this sting-tailed fellow may be a less than stellar specimen in the firmament of dreamers, the dreams themselves prove to be quite elucidating. Turns out I'm being hunted by an enemy I didn't know actually existed. The dreamers, though, they're on my side, and they've visions of me on the throne. Of course it is. I was born with the promise of an empire, and that promise will be kept. But to keep it, I must find a second dreamer. A greater one. A more experienced... Bahara is her name, and she resides in the swamplands east of the fort. So, let us...
You know, I can tell you all about swamp dreamers too, if I chewed that much Drudenay.
Oh, do hold your prickly tongue.
As you're about to approach the lizard, Sabine cups your chin between thumb and index finger.
Listen, I need to have a chat with this here morsel of flesh. He has wronged me once, but may just do right by me this time.
To your surprise, Sabine proceeds to throttle the unsuspecting lizard with one hand as she drives the tip of her needle into his lower belly with the other. You hear him yelp about the master, lone wolves, and a man called Griff. Then, quite suddenly, there's blood everywhere as Stingtail falls to the ground, face first into his own intestines. Sabine heaves a sigh of satisfaction.
Chat's over.
Demon elf, how dare you strike down a dreamer?
Such is my prerogative, Prince. And doubly so, my pleasure. Something on your mind? It's simple. He scarred me, so I scarred him. Extensively.
She defies you with devilishly innocent eyes.
Can you blame me? There it is. I was wondering when your spying would make an appearance. Anyway, what's dead is done, so let's move on, shall we? Despite my high hopes, this scar disfigures me still. The search for the Master continues, of course. Hungry work, the hunt. And you know what? I'm feeling a bit peckish. Stingtail mentioned a cook, as it happens. A fellow named Griff. 2 birds, 1 stone. How about it?
Yes. Is it an audience you desire? Bah! I should whip her till she's as red-skinned as I am, then leave her for the birds to peck clean. But there are broad waters between should and shall at the present, and I'm nothing if not a patient prince. It's forgiving that I've more trouble with. Still, you bewilder me just as much, don't you know? It was you who invited little Miss Needlework into the fold. Do you mean to tell me you're comfortable with what she's done? Of course he did, like he was bid to, by a master, by a higher force than he. Doesn't bother you one bit, indeed, to see a sir cut down by a slave, a person by a plod? Preposterous!
And out, and in again.
Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your tale. Start from the beginning. Start from where you come. I see, I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you find. I understand. Now tell me how your story ends. I see it in your shoulders. Take this rope. It is a gift. It is common. It is nothing. Many fragments swirl on my shore.
I found you, didn't I? Red, they said. Red, then dead. Them that pay the bills, of course. Oh, time's up, Your Highness. It's stabbing time.
Damn things these assassins are. It's their frightful manners I mind the most, really.
Your eyes brim with inquiry, so ask. In a final heartbeat. Why? Did you assume I wouldn't? Ha! As it happens, your flesh is weak. All flesh is weak. But your spirit remained strong as your flesh was...
Well, that was rather fun, wasn't it? I do find it ever so invigorating to cut a cutthroat's throat. Oh, one gets used to this kind of thing so quickly. This is hardly the first time someone's filled some poor fool's purse and bid him kill the prince. I'll tell you what, though. The House of Shadows will have to do a lot better if it seeks to get the better of me. All those bumblers they've sent so far mark a mere insult to my swordsmanship.
Come on, you stubborn hunk.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered
Eh? Oh, that. Reckon I might have... Now, if you...
The dwarf's...
Bleeding nail must be... charmed or something.
You grab the plank and pull...
Oh, look at that.
He winks and flips a gold coin.
For your trouble. No, but I'd hope...
He sucks a finger and...
Winds like these, she would have caps...
He gives you a wry look.
Aye. Was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place. That's the spirit.
He lifts an invisible cap and bows with grace.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. May have been cast out, but you can bet your last heel of breed she wishes she hadn't have. I've taken my revenge 1,000-fold on that tyrant's fleet. A case? Oh, no sense getting right. Anyhow, we're a team now, so the me... Let's get down to brass tacks. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage... Then it's settled. Capital! Aye. You say he likes it thick and long. Combs it out all dilly-eyed. You say he likes it big and strong. Combs it out all dilly-eyed. He twists and rubs and tweaks the nubs. He strokes and pokes like all the blokes. He say he'll touch it all day long. And combs it out all dilly-eyed.
Hoe ligt de wijn door dat stam? coloured like a dog. A very pink, very long dog. I'd pity you, but Shakra the Ineffable has no patience for weakness. I'd like to see you try, meatbag. Shores courseth through me like a tidal wave, ready to break over your pathetic cowed head at my command. This power is my birthright, same as yours, but one of us has grown to astounding heights, and the other has sunk into depths too humiliating. The sorcerers dance while magistrats pull their fat, of course. They'll happily dump your maggot-ridden corpse into the sea when there's... Ha! Of course.
It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. I only need one. In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this... I've been here a long time. I have a way out of here. Are you interested? Believe whatever you want. Atta girl. The plan's simple. Complete. There's an artifact that you can use to tell... It's found its way into a nest of crocodilians on a secluded... Not enough to trouble a fine get that artifact.
The sun shines bright upon this island, but its hidden heart is dark. We may see no bars, but we are firmly behind them here and now. As I hunt for answers, escape must ever be on our minds. Let's save those for later, shall we? Suffice to say, I need to speak with Griff. So let's find him.
I want a friend.
Come on then, Lexi. Lay up.
I find only bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or a brisket, all's the same.
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like...
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Is that indigestion, or is it... Oh, God, not now.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This...
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you. That's right, isn't it, Legsy? Rules is rules. Break the order. Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
And neither will I.
We got a system.
You're gonna
Oh, I don't feel so good. Hello? You gonna pray all day, buddy?
Follow me, before more of them trouble us.
I've an errand to run around here first. I'll catch up with you there later.
Remember, past the kitchens, down to the beach, inside the caves there. There is a safe place.
As you approach the blacksmith, you feel a bony hand on your arm. Fane leans in and whispers,
"If it would be acceptable, I have an inquiry for this, and if it would not be acceptable..."
Fane approaches the blacksmith and quietly speaks to her. You can't overhear much, but he seems to be gesturing towards her head an awful lot. Fane's words are quiet, but you hear the blacksmith repeat, "Fate."
What is it with creeps like you and Master Niles? I told him to slither back to his dungeon, and you can get too, freak!
Fane backs away, scratching his head. It seems that didn't go as he'd expected. He is... Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts...
And what you after?
A grin cracks.
Sure thing. Ben. I ain't. Just seeing how it's made. She's clever, Dallis. Made the...
She looks up.
You looking to buy something? Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order, she started turning out all manner of oddities.
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions? For you? Hell no. That's for me to know, and you to get out of my face. Buy or shove. All manner of things.
The woman looks up as you approach.
What do you need? Ha! The hammer got you curious. Yeah, funny name for a gal like...
She nods once.
Clever lasser. No one... Oh, I don't know. People do change, don't they? maniac.
Amidst a crowd of screw...
And what you after? I ain't. Just...
She looks up.
You looking to buy something? Nothing of mine needs testing. Pay or walk. Just don't waste any more of my... Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. We used... Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order...
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions? Magic and metal, like most of Dallas's designs. Metal keeps it locked. For you? Hell no. Worthy is exactly the right word. You know, someone who's proven himself might earn my time of day.
The woman looks up as you...
What do you need? Ha! The hammer got you curious. Yeah, funny name for a gal like... Oh, I don't know. She was a... People do change, don't they?
Watch yourself, boy.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
With my sword! I'll spare you this time, beast, but don't cross me again. Ever! You're really fun. Hey, I'm gonna... Ready? Go!
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
She bows.
I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs I can stand, but I fear the Magisters. It gives me great pain. In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than... Wait, before you go, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. Thank you.
I know they help.
You cover your face with your hands. You've just heard the news. The elven homelands have been destroyed by death fog. It was your order who did it. How can this be?
tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. Your kind I handle, but stay in this cave.
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns towards you when you approach. She's...
Ah, hello. I see you come a long way. I see you come here seeking a great adventure. Do you find it? I see it before my eyes. It is not so bad. I know which days have bread and which days have none. I know more bread comes someday. It helps. Your life is not your own. Your life is for us all. I cannot say more. Yes, please ask. It is safer here. We make no trouble for Griff. He makes no trouble for us. My home is far. Your language gives me some trouble. We elves... Oh, I do not cover my eyes. I cover the place they used to be. They are gone now. Taken. He is a very blind man. He sees things but not truth, not love or joy. I feel very sorry for him. You understand when you meet him after you escape.
Her eyebrows shoot up.
There can be a way. Amiro knows. But he is gone. Do you see him? He knows some of us are meant to remain. Some of you are meant to leave. My protector, my friend, an elf like me, with a spirit bright as new. He is caught by those who hurt him. I wish so much for his return. And you bring me great peace. I see something that helps. I see a lizard. He is a lizard of many dreams, of far feeling. You do not free Amiro without him.
Healer's walk is never done.
The man sleeps so deeply, he might...
Is that thing eating corpses?
You shouldn't have done that! No, no, no! Leave him be.
Listen, I can help you if you just...
Shut up, elf. This clown. Caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist. Supplies. Crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet. All I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate, and you got yourself a deal. Listen up.
Not like this. There's too many of them.
Sebille gently places a hand on the small of your bag. Her mouth reaches your ear with a...
Let me have a word with the gentleman, would you? I've a little...
Sebille steps forward and asks Griff the cook about the lone wolves. A dead little birdie told her he's the man to talk to. A little back and forth ensues. Money crosses hands, and before you know it, Sebille stands back beside you, all smiles.
Thank you. We should make good on our escape, you know. I have to see a man about a wolf in the Hollow Marshes. Naught but a whelp in skillful hands, I'm sure. Zalaskar's his name. A name for the taking, if it comes to...
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again. Griff tears into one of the oranges with both hands. Juice squirts through his hands as he desperately rips through the rind.
Looks like everything's accounted for. Now the important question. Who's the thief?
He raises an eyebrow.
Looks like someone did my job for me. Your guy's free to go. He should...
An elf, caked in mud and blood, looks up at you from the bottom of the cave.
You believe what he says? That I am a thief?
He perks up and wipes...
Sahela, you speak to her? She is all right then. Good. Huh. She sees my trouble, of course. She already knows. And she knows I help you out of here in exchange. It is all prepared. It is ready. I am too weak to go. But I must care for Sahela. You release me, I am grateful. Your freedom for mine. Griff is a powerful man. Power is mysterious. In case you... I intend no harm. I want only some provisions. A bit of bread, you understand. Thank you. And it is done. And quickly. I thank you. Very, very much. I hold my end of the bargain. I show you the way out. But I have something more to ask of you. Yes, Sahela. She is... It is for all our people. Give me your map. I show you the way out.
I give you this amulet. You must pass it to the elves who still remain. Tell them Sahela is here. They will send help.
I go to her. I wish you good luck, and I thank you for us all.
Here's the goods. Like you wanted. Take your coin
The dog focuses at the cat at your feet. The cat's eyes are clouded and grey.
What's going on?
I know I trust them well. I sense he is free. He comes.
Sahela, you are all right.
I am fine.
Ah, my unlikely friend. What do you need? It gives me great pain. I'm with my family.
Sit, my friend.
As you say. You are in the wrong place, Pinky.
Fear? Pity, perhaps. Oh, never mind. If you need to suit up, I can offer you a...
The soldier tightens his grip on his spear and looks past you. She breaks into a huge...
One friend brings another home. He gets better, little by little. Thank you, my friend. But only you survive the passage. I see it. You are free. We must remain. I see your heart. You want only to help.
She squeezes your hand.
I do not forget you. Remember me too. It is good. I see it.
You are quite safe. I am so glad. Quite well. Then we make another attempt. We have help. We survive. Soon we leave.
Whoever kills the other is the boss! You're cheating!
Quite well. Then we make another attempt.
You're cheating! Whoever kills the other is the boss!
The soldier tightens his grip. The soldier tightens his grip on his spear and looks past you.
The Red Demon. The exiled pig. I'd heard they'd sent you here, but I'd hoped you'd have drowned yourself before crossing my path. Demons lie. You get away from me, pig prince. Get away from me, pig prince. State your business. The one house. The true house. The why. A tongue that speaks such nonsense deserves cutting.
survive.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
The old dog whimpers sadly. The woman looks up as you approach.
What do you need?
The ravaged among the ruins. That is all we are in Fort Joy.
Amidst a crowd of screw...
And what you after? Get bent. I ain't. Just seeing how it's made.
She looks up.
You looking to buy something?
Why don't you take a gander at the goodies I got? Stuff you won't find anywhere else.